For the most part, Epic Games keeps Fortnite Battle Royale fresh and fun, consistently leaving players with a feeling of satisfaction. Notice how I said for the most part. That's because there are lots of games of Fortnite where you can leave feeling cheated or that you deserve better. Whenever you're feeling like this, it just makes the player way less inclined to keep playing or even come back to the game. Most of these issues stem from just a few things in the game. These things are easily fixable too. It's just that Epic Games insists that they remain in the game, for some reason. Today we're going to be going over the top 5 things that need to be removed from Fortnite. Quick disclaimer before we get started, this list contains anything in Fortnite, so it's not just limited to items. Before we get into today's video, if you could take a quick second to smash that like button and subscribe for more daily Fortnite content, it would be greatly appreciated. Also, let me know if there is a different item that you think should be removed from the game, or just simply say what's up. With all of that out of the way, let's get into today's video. Number 5. Rolling in at the number 5 spot on this list, we have a shopping cart. Shopping carts were added in late May, and went through quite a process before fully making it into the game. These vehicles were constantly unavailable due to the many bugs and glitches surrounding them. They were constantly being added and taken away, always being worked on. Overall, they didn't have a great start in the game, and they still aren't having a great time. Shopping carts had been somewhat teased in Fortnite for a while, as in December of 2017, dedicated players found coding for them after the most recent patch. We then had to wait several months until we actually got them. And even in the times of use, these things are just lackluster. Even while they were the only vehicle, shopping carts were really only used for fun. Maybe in a pinch they could help you book it out of the storm, but those situations don't happen too often, especially after the addition of the ATKs. ATKs pretty much destroy any purpose that the shopping carts had in the game, as they are faster, they can drive, they're automatic, etc. You don't gotta put your leg down to push. Shopping carts at this point are pretty much just used for trick-shotting or messing around with your friends. They really do not have a purpose and just don't really have a place in the game. I don't have a huge problem with them, I just think that they need to be removed, which is why they're getting placed higher on this list. Number 4. Probably one of the weirdest items on this list. At number 4, we have the minigun. I call this gun weird because it is completely and utter trash in solos and duos, but actually pretty useful in squads. I say this because in solos or duos, you would probably have a better chance of killing someone with a rock you found on the ground than the minigun. Since most of the battle situations in solos or duos are 1v1s or 2v2s, you generally are responsible for doing your own fighting. This means that you can't be standing there firing off a giant gun with terrible aim because you will get immediately melted. Fortnite is a game where you have to build for cover, and unless you're in a duo with a god tier builder as your partner, you just can't build and use the minigun. It's a similar reason for why it's actually good in squads. In squads, you have 3 other people on your team, which is more than enough for them to cover you as you blast bullets into the enemy team and their structures. If you have teammates building around you, this gun can be unstoppable. The problem is, neither of these are really great ways to play the game. It isn't fun to get destroyed for trying to use a legendary weapon, and it isn't fun to just have your team and all your structures get melted by one guy. It's really just a stupid weapon that in no way improves Fortnite, and it's time for it to get vaulted. Number 3. What's the biggest waste of space on the entire Fortnite map? Well, in my opinion, it would have been Moisty Mire, but they went ahead and fixed that. If you didn't answer Loot Lake, you're definitely wrong. Loot Lake is going to take the number 3 spot, and that is because it's the worst location in the game. To start off, the loot here sucks. There's one house that maybe has a chest or 2, and then there's the boats in the little island that can sometimes have a few, but you really have to rely on the chance that they'll spawn in the game. There is barely any floor loot, but that's probably because almost the entire location is underwater. Even if you do count the factories on the shore of Loot Lake, they still don't really improve the overall looting experience because you have to tread through a mile of water to get to them from the main house. This brings me to my next point, the water. The knee-high water is easily the worst part of Loot Lake. The lake itself is just massive, and you have to cross or go around in a lot of games, and it just doesn't bring anything except for annoyance. Have you ever been running from the storm, realize you have to cross Loot Lake, and then just given up? That's what it feels like every time, because the stupid water slows you down, and the lake is so massive you have to run through an entire part of the map slowed and completely exposed. I still genuinely don't know why the meteor hit Dusty Depot and not Loot Lake, as they could have at least turned one eyesore into another, instead of just creating 2. This location should have been taken out in Season 4, let's hope it gets taken out this season. Number 2. What's one thing every Fortnite player hates? Campers. What's the item that literally forces the user to camp? The bush. Sneaking in at number 2, we have the bush. Hiding and camping has been a strategy frowned upon by the Fortnite community since Battle Royale's release. So Epic decided to encourage it? It still boggles me to this day on why they added this thing, and why they added it as a legendary. You're telling me this thing is on the same level as a golden scar or rocket launcher? Seriously? The bush literally doesn't even do its one job of hiding you, because unless you're completely stationary, then you're a massive circle running around with a trail of leaves falling behind you. It's hard to shoot with because the leaves just block your vision, and if you miss a shot, you're kinda screwed because you haven't built it all. All this does is open up opportunities for bad players to take advantage and get a quick kill on someone who is probably better than them. This piece of garbage doesn't even heal or anything. It has no other effects than making you look like and play like an idiot. I don't know why Epic wanted to encourage camping, and I don't know why this thing blocks your vision so much. I don't know why this thing is in the game. Barely anyone uses this. Please Epic, just take it out of the game. Honorable mention. We're going to have an honorable mention here for the boogie bomb. Although I don't think that it really needs to be removed from the game, it just doesn't really have a purpose and is kind of just a waste of space. I don't think anyone explicitly hates the boogie bomb, it's more of just annoying to get it out of a chest rather than something useful. I doubt they'll remove the boogie bomb as it is pretty iconic to Fortnite, but I wouldn't really mind if I saw it go. Number 1. Coming in at our number 1 spot is easily the most frustrating thing in Fortnite. Bloom. If you don't know what bloom is, it's pretty much instead of your bullet going where your crosshairs are lined up, they just randomly go in the direction that you're shooting. This can lead to players that have really good accuracy missing tons of shots, or even lining up the perfect shot and having it miss. Bloom is the worst. There are so many situations where one player is clearly better, but thanks to bloom, that player misses their shot and dies. Why this is still in the game is beyond me. The fact that when you take a shot, it's randomly generated number and not actually your shot just gets to me. This shows that at a lot of times, gunfights can be determined by luck of the shot, not actual mechanical skill. A fantastic example of this is in the video playing right now. This is clearly a good player, and when he is getting pushed by another player, he lines his crosshair literally on top of his opponent from like a few feet away, and misses. His shots didn't do damage because he missed, his shots didn't do damage because a computer decided to throw them all away. Shooting games should always be skill-based, and I'm surprised that Epic has yet to change this, even with all their popularity. It really does not take that much to change it, and it would leave a whole lot more players satisfied, because at least if they missed, they know it was their fault. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this list. If you guys disagreed with anything, let me know down below. It's always great to see opinions and feedback. If you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like down below and hit subscribe for more videos just like this. Thanks for watching, guys.